Welcome to Conversations in the Coop. I'm Brenda Smith, Coordinator of Marketing and External Relations here at Trinity College. Today, I'm honored to be joined by Ahmed Ismail from the Trinity men's squash team. Ahmed, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So we have a lot of squash coming up this week. This is a big week in the college squash world with nationals coming up this weekend. So we're going to talk about a lot of things building up to the big competition this week. But first, we're going to go back to the beginning. So you're from Cairo, Egypt, born and raised there.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about what was it like growing up in Cairo as a child getting into squash.
Growing up, I was always like with my family and with my brother because we both play squash at the same time. So we like get into it. Usually our day would be like school, come back, go. We had the same coach, so we'd go together and just play there for like 4 or 5 hours after school. Do work there or like do work at night, like before you sleep at like 11 p.m. But yeah, we usually just like go to squash, come back, wake up again, go to school, come back, go to squash. It's just like all squash and school.
Yeah.
At the same time, it was great. Actually, like I had so much fun. Like we were just like always like out and about in the world. Like, with like our parents weren't really there that much. Like they would work and stuff, but then it was just me and him, and we'd just go to the club, go to the other club, and just like football, squash, whatever. It was lovely. It was lovely to have a brother like that.
Yeah. How far apart are you two in age?
We're 2.5 years apart.
Okay. So did that make for a lot of heated competitions and a lot of intense matches between you two growing up?
Yeah. The first, I want to say like the first 4 years of us like getting into it. So when like he was 14, I was 11. Like he would destroy me every single time. Like, and I would not get enough of it. I would not be like, okay, that's enough. Like,
yeah.
No, I would just keep going in, and he would like beat me 11-0, 11-0. Like, it was crazy. But then as we grew up, like I started getting like better and stuff, and then we got more closer in the matches and stuff. So that was great, and he was a big part of getting me to that level to be the top in my age group. Even though he wasn't in his age group, he had a really tough age group growing up, and a lot of like professional top 10 players right now. So, but he was always there to play with me. He was always excited to play with me. Like it wasn't like a little brother thing where you like, oh, I have to hit with him and then move on about my day. No, like he was excited to do that, and he loved every time like to go to practice and be like, hey, like let me beat you for a bit. Like,
yeah.
It was great.
How did it feel first time you beat him? Like, you know, you go to the courts, you beat him for the first time after some of those, you know, getting...
I don't think I ever beat him.
You didn't?
I don't think I ever beat him when he was actually playing.
Okay.
Once when he went to university and then he slowly stopped.
Okay.
When he came back is when I beat him. But
so now he'd say that's not fair anymore because he's not
as fit as
training
he was. Yeah.
As you are. Okay, so he's got that on you.
Yeah.
So was squash the only sport you played growing up, or competitively, or did anything else catch your eye?
It was mainly squash. Like obviously, I did some swimming when I was like 4 or 5,
okay.
Like just on the side to get into it. But it was always been squash. I didn't really have much of a choice. My whole family's like really squash invested, and my dad played squash when he was younger. He would travel the world when he was younger. He just played in Canada, Germany, whatever. And then my brother my brother tried all the sports before I did. And like my parents didn't really want to go through that with me again. Like he did tennis, soccer, basketball, like swimming, everything. But they didn't like see me as going through that process again. They just threw me in squash, we'd go practice with my brother, and just like put me on an empty court and give me a racket and a ball.
So your brother picked squash, therefore
he
picked for you too.
Yeah.
Yep. But it worked out. So
yeah.
At what point did you start to feel like I really, really enjoy this sport for myself? And was it more that you started to enjoy it, or did you start to enjoy it when you realized you were pretty good at it?
No, I actually enjoyed it when I was bad at it. Like, I played squash since I was 4 or 5.
Wow.
So like at the age of 9, I was like pretty decent compared to like other players that are starting at 6, 7. You know, like I had more practice and more, at least like technicality part of the sport. But the first tournament I played was a national tournament in Egypt, and I was 9 years old. And I was playing a guy that was like top 5 in his age group. I got destroyed. But I the feeling of that first feeling of playing in that tournament in the nationals where everyone was watching, and like you have your family outside, you have your brother cheering, your sister cheering, and it's just like, yeah, this is great. Like this is the environment I want to be in. Like growing up, even though I absolutely got destroyed. But I walked off that court. I was like, yeah, this is what I do. This is what I really want to do. And
So
then 2 years later, that's when I really started getting better. And the more you get better, the more you win, the more you start enjoying it more.
Yep.
And I just couldn't get enough of it.
So that's probably a unique experience to say that it wasn't that first exposure to success for you, but it was that first exposure to like competition,
Yeah.
high level competition, and you know the surroundings that go into it. That's what really drove you. So that's awesome. So when did Trinity and the prospect of maybe coming to the U.S. for college and to play college squash, when did that come into the picture for you?
I wasn't really planning on going to college in the U.S. at all. Like, I was already playing professional squash in Egypt. I was set. Like, I had my coaches, my team, everything. We were going in that direction. And I was already admitting to the American University in Cairo. But one day, like, one of my friends came back from here. He was a sophomore when we talked. He came back to Egypt. We were really close. Like, he grew up with me. He was my brother's, like, really close friend. So I met him one day. He was, like, talking to me about squash and what I want to do next and all. And we were just sitting in the car driving. Like, he was driving me back home. And he tells me, like, do you want to study in the U.S.? And I'm like, how are you going to do that? like, it's not that easy, right? And then he just, like, tells me, like, do you really want to study in the U.S. or not? Like, I can make it happen right now. I was like, yeah, if you can. Like, I would love to. And then he just, like, brings up his phone and calls Coach Paul Asiante. And he was like, I have this guy with me in the car. He's an amazing squash player. I'm like,
he's right here. Like,
yeah, I'm like, what? And then Coach was like, give me the phone. Give him the phone. I was like, hi, Coach. Like, it's nice to meet you, whatever. And then he was like, yeah, I've seen you a bunch of times, like, live, playing squash at the British Junior Open. Like, I want you here. And I would do anything to bring you. And from that moment, like, you know, like, the way he talked to me and the way he was so decisive on getting me was just like, yeah, this is the guy. This is where I'm going.
Yeah.
And since then, like, we've communicated, like, got everything out of the way. And keep in mind, that was, like, 6 months right after. Like, that was January of the year I traveled.
Okay.
So, like, 8 months. I leave in August.
Yeah.
January, I didn't know where I was going.
Wow.
And that was COVID too.
What year was that?
I was 21.
Okay, yeah, it's still very restricted in a lot of
and
places.
the U.S. Embassy and all, like, after I got the paperwork done, the U.S. Embassy and all was not open for studies. So I didn't even have my visa until 2 weeks before coming.
Were you getting nervous?
I mean, I was going to go online. I already took my classes online. I chose my classes online. I was waiting to just go online and keep playing squash that semester. And then I got an expedited. Coach Paul called this, like, the senator or something to like, get me an appointment in Egypt in the Egyptian embassy. It was like a crazy roller coaster of 2 weeks where I hadn't even packed my stuff. And he was just like, yeah, you have an appointment with the embassy in, like, 2 days.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I just have to rewind too. So you're in the car.
Yeah.
And then you get home, and all of a sudden, like, you say to your parents, so I have a new plan.
Yeah.
What was that conversation like?
No, my parents were actually really excited because they sent my brother out to the UK. And no, he actually went to Netherlands first. he studied 1 year there for foundation, and then he transferred to the UK. But they were like happy to let us go. Like they were excited to see like, what our better education can offer us in life. Like they wanted us to travel, and they wanted us to be alone, be responsible for ourselves, you know. Like, and I think that was a big part of them pushing me towards that. Like they always told us that we don't have to stay. Like it's like they don't want us to stay. Like it's just like do your own thing, get a good study, get your master's, get whatever, and then we'll always be here for you. We'll always support you. You know? So that was really good when I went back home and told them, and they were happy for me.
Yeah.
That was like a push to keep going for it. Like it wasn't like a argument where I have to tell them, oh, I want to travel, and they were no, like we want you to stay. Like no.
Yeah.
Even though I'm the youngest, my mom should have just went crazy for me. But no, they were happy.
Good. Yeah, and I think that you're right. That provides so much of a push sometimes that when you get, you know, rather than either, you know, potentially a lukewarm kind of response, you get full support, and then you know for yourself, like, okay, now I can be all in.
That moment of unexpected support was amazing. Like,
yeah.
It was like, okay, like I'm really doing this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it.
Life can change pretty quickly.
So quick.
Just one
would have been
one conversation.
Different right now.
So you come to Trinity. Had you ever visited Trinity before, or was, you know, you moved in first time on campus?
No, the first time I visited Trinity was the night I got here.
Okay.
On August 25th, 2021. It was even like, it was past midnight. It was like 2 a.m. and we just got here from JFK. I had my bags, and like the bus just strands me over on Vernon Street. And I'm just standing there with my bags and looking around.
What
it was
now?
crazy.
Really, where do I go?
This is so big, and this is, where's my room? Where's my bed? Where's everything? And then, from there on, it's amazing. I think my experience was great at Trinity.
What would you say, like, what were some of the first things that kind of really locked you into being like, okay, I feel good about this choice, I'm happy, what made you kind of hit that, like, okay, this is the place for me to be?
Well, when I got here, I had 12 other Egyptians.
Wow.
That was like on the squash team too, so we were all really close, and that gave me a sense of belonging to part of like the squash team and all. And it didn't make me feel like I'm the odd one here. Like I'm the one that's not supposed to be here. Like even though I've met people and seen people and everything, but being with them, they helped me like stay intact and not like lose my mind sometimes, which obviously happens. Like I got homesick a bunch of times, but it just like walking around. The weather was great also, like that month, the first month. That weather was amazing. Like going out, everyone's like in the quad. Everyone's just playing sports. You have all these open sports that you can try. Like I played tennis a bunch when I got here. I played soccer, and it was amazing. And that's when I thought, like, yeah, this place is nice. Like I don't want a big college or a big university where like I have to drive to class or walk 45 minutes to class. It felt right.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. I think it's such a unique experience and a luxury to have so many people from your home country here, because it is far. It's nice to have people who are going through the same sorts of things that you are. So, you know, one day you might be feeling a little bit more homesick, another day someone else might be, but you can lean on each other.
Be together and support each other through it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a very storied program to come into with a lot of history, a lot of success. What has it meant to you to be a part of that? And, you know, reflecting on 4 years, you know, what does it mean to you?
It's a pleasure to be part of this program, especially with Paul Asiante being the head coach, and with all the history he's done here, with all the stories, the wins, the losses, everything that he's done, just makes it so just honorable to play for him. Like, you know, like he's gonna push you to be better. He's going to make you a better human being. Even if you're not feeling your best, he's going to talk to you as a father, not as a coach, but just like make you feel better about life. And so many times I've wanted to have my dad here to show me ways of something, or like to talk me out of something, and he would do that, and that made me feel like I have someone to rely on here. And the squash community here is amazing. They're all still connected. Every single person that played football is still connected. We still talk to each other. They come to all our matches when they can. Nationals, they watch them online. Like it's amazing knowing that all these people support you no matter what. And I've had some really dark days here at squash. Like you would think that people won't support you after that, but no. Like they push you even harder. They push you better to be better. And just like they never, not even you never feel like you're alone. But that's the best part.
Yeah.
You create this family of people from everywhere around the world, and like even when you graduate, you leave with like, okay, I know people from everywhere around the globe. I can go anywhere I want with it. Like they're all my friends. We've spent 4 years together. Like it's amazing. That's the most special part about it.
Yeah, and you touched on this a little bit, but during your time here, you had the special opportunity of it happened to fall over Paul's retirement party, where so many alums came back, so many came to celebrate that together. And for you, that's a unique opportunity, because normally when alums come back at your matches, like you're taking care of the match, you get to see them, but you might not be able to be quite as relaxed and just enjoy those interactions. So what is it like to, have an event like that where you get to see so many people come back and really build those connections and know that they exist?
That day was one of the most heartfelt days everyone felt at the same time. Like it was just so sad and heartwarming that Coach Paul is retiring, but at the same time you're meeting all these people and everyone's coming back to see you and see Coach and see the team and to talk to the team, and just seeing everyone connected like that for that certain someone was just amazing. It was beautiful. And then like even after the party and all, like everyone didn't just leave and say like, okay, we're going up. Like no, everyone gathered around in our house, at the squash house, and they just like talked to us, and they were pushing us for the national title, and they had so much confidence in us, and we just hung out with us. They stayed there. We met everyone. We've seen guys that were 70 years old and guys that were just like, you make those connections with people that are like 20 years older, and they're supporting you once you get out of college. They're there for you. They're gonna they won't leave you alone. Once you get out of college, they'll find you something. They'll like support you no matter what.
Yeah. So heading into nationals this weekend, it's your last nationals. What is your mindset going into this weekend? What's kind of the team mindset going into a big event like this?
I mean, obviously we're well prepared. We've been doing this for the past 4 or 5 months. So we know what we're heading into. Everyone on the team knows what's coming, what we're fighting for. We've been in the last 2 finals, so we're really hungry to win it. Like it's not just about the final. We get there and then it's done. No, we really want to win. We're hungry for it. We're passionate. Everyone's giving their all at practice, and I'm really happy with this team too. Everyone's so connected right now that this is what we need going in. And I think, like even though we're not the best seed to win this, it doesn't really matter for Trinity. Once we get to that tournament, nobody can stop us. That's the best part about it. You know what you're going into, and you know that your teammates won't just fall under pressure. Like everyone is focused, everyone knows what they're going to do, and we're there to win it. That's all we're going for.
Yeah. So, studying political science here at Trinity, after college, do you see yourself staying in the States? Do you see yourself maybe going back to Egypt or trying a different place to live potentially?
I think I'm going to stay here for a while. Find a job, play squash. It's easier to play here, more tournaments. for professional squash. But I think I'm gonna continue also coaching in squash, just to try to teach kids here for a bit. It would be a part-time job with the professional squash coach. So I think that's where I'm headed. Probably go back to Egypt in like 10 years.
Okay.
So
Maybe a little bit down the road.
Yeah, that would be better.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ahmed.
Of course.
We are so excited for you all, and we're going to be cheering you on this weekend at Nationals.
Thank you. I'm excited for you to watch.
Thank you. That'll do it for this Conversations in the Coop. Special thanks to Ahmed for his time today, and we're wishing him and his teammates all the best of luck this weekend at Nationals. For all the latest Trinity news, scores, and schedules, you can keep up with us on our website at bantamsports.com or our social media at bantamsports. Until next time.